When George Washington's soldiers were starving during a harsh winter, the Oneida Nation sent food, supplies, and additional men to serve and scout for the American Revolution. The Oneidas were part of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, or the Six Nations, a group of allied natives that occupied the lands in what you know as New York. The Oneidas viewed their aid as alliance building. Their efforts were honored by founding Americans, and several treaties and laws that secured the Six Nations their war-ravaged lands. The victorious colonists then faced a new challenge, uniting separate states under a decentralized protective power. They found guidance from the Six Nations again, who maintained their government, the Great Law of Peace, for centuries. Revolutionary thinkers like Thomas Paine and Constitutional Convention members like Ben Franklin attended meetings with the Haudenosaunee, familiarizing themselves with the Confederacy's democratic principles. In 1788, the Constitution was ratified, and another democracy was born in the Americas. The century that followed brought rapid industrial advancement and an insatiable drive for westward U.S. expansion. Colonization of natives accelerated, adding new strategies as power dynamics changed and America enforced its best interests on indigenous communities. Native nations continued their centuries-long resistance as they were attacked in horrific massacres. The bison, a major food source, was brought to near extinction during the Great Slaughter. They were displaced to what they called Indian Territory during events like the Trail of Tears, paving the way for the reservation system. Missionary work evolved into forcing indigenous children into boarding schools, separating them from their culture to be Americanized or indoctrinated into the so-called civilized Western world. Laura Cornelius Kellogg called this identity-stripping assimilation being killed alive. She was born on the Wisconsin Oneida Reservation decades after New York's state government violated federal treaties, pushing the Oneidas off their homelands. The modern world required a new resistance from leaders like Kellogg, and opinions on what that looked like varied. Kellogg helped found the Pan-Indigenous Society of American Indians, which was controversial but fought for Native citizenship, gaining vital protections for individuals. She believed in indigenous self-governance, economic independence, and an education that included ancestral wisdom. She viewed the reservation as a place where the indigenous who understood communal living could create independent industrial villages that could thrive while contributing to the surrounding world. Kellogg stood firmly with Native communities against those imposing the white world in boarding schools, in front of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and up to individuals that violated Natives with violence and stereotyping like the celebrated Buffalo Bill. She spent her life creating and maintaining Native spaces, especially for the Oneidas, who are still allied with the operating Six Nations today.